On Dispatch tonight, your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big shout out. Coming right up. Good evening. You're watching Dispatch, the weekly variety show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith, your dispatcher. Thanks for joining me. On tonight's show, we have your layout photos, the question of the week, and a big shout out. First up, your layout photos. And here are the photos of your layouts that you posted in our Facebook group this week. After the show, go over to the Facebook group and post a photo of your layout there. We want to see what you're doing on your layout. I will put a link to the group down below. You will know you're at the right place when you see this photo at Echo Canyon on my layout. Next up on tonight's show, the question of the week. And this week's question is, have you ever experienced burnout in the process of building and operating your layout? Here's how you responded to this question. A majority of you said that you have experienced burnout in the hobby, and many of you who have experienced it even said that you feel burned out right now. The remainder of you said that you have not experienced burnout, at least not yet. But what is burnout? What causes it, and what can you do about it when it occurs? Burnout is when it seems like you have lost interest in the hobby and you don't feel like doing anything on your layout. You said that when burnout occurs, you lose your momentum and your feeling of passion for the hobby. You may feel depressed and unmotivated. You may feel overwhelmed by having too much to do on your layout. You may even feel bored with the hobby. What causes burnout? Here's what you said. You said it most often occurs when things go wrong on the layout. Things like wiring problems and persistent derailments. Or you said that things going on in life outside of the train room can bring it on, causing you to temporarily lose interest in the hobby. What can you do about burnout when it occurs? Burnout is something that can come and go, and sometimes you can even feel it coming on. Here are the things that you said you do or can do when you feel burned out or when you feel burnout coming on. You said that you can switch to a different project on your layout. You can take a break away from the layout for a few days. You said that discovering a solution to a problem on the layout can bring you back from burnout. A new idea for the layout can reignite your enthusiasm. Sometimes just getting a daunting task done on your layout can restore the thrill of model railroading. You said that you can pace yourself by not overdoing it. You said that you can remind yourself that it's just a hobby, not a job. You can switch from building a massive permanent layout to building modules, one module at a time. You can even tear down your current layout with all of its problems and start all over with a new one. And you said that spending time with friends in the hobby and watching model railroad videos can bring you back from burnout. Well, sometimes we just need a break from the hobby. This break can last days, weeks, months, years, or even decades. But sooner or later, most of us do come back to the hobby. And when we come back, the burnout is gone. We feel rejuvenated. We feel a renewed passion for the hobby. It's always good to be back. Now then, I would like to thank all of you for your responses to this week's question. Remember, when you respond to a question of the week, you are sharing the hobby with others. Sharing the hobby is perhaps the best part of model railroading, and it is the real purpose of these questions. Now, we do have a question for the coming week, and here it is. Do you feel that you have enough time to work on your layout? If not, why not? How do you feel about having to do all those other things in life that take so much of your time when you'd rather be working on your layout? Tell us if you have enough time to work on your layout in the comments section down below. Then I will discuss your responses in Dispatch next week. Again, the question for the coming week is, do you feel that you have enough time to work on your layout? If not, why not? How do you feel about having to do all those other things in life that take so much of your time when you'd rather be working on your layout? Now it's time for tonight's big shout out. And tonight's big shout out goes to Burr Stewart and his HO scale Burlington Northern Seattle region layout. Burr's layout is set in 1973. It is based on the operations of the Burlington Northern, Milwaukee Road, and Union Pacific Railroads in the Seattle region. His layout includes the Troublesome Creek Railway, a fictitious narrow gauge railroad. Along with his HO scale layout, Burr's channel features his N scale layout and the other layouts of people that he has visited, as well as footage of the prototype BNSF railroad taken in the area around Seattle. Burr's layout is awesome. That's why I want you to come along and take a look at it in a clip from one of his videos.
Hi, this is a quick overview shot of the layout, Burlington Northern, as you first enter the room. On the left here you see the concrete branch coming off of the Burlington yard on the left there. The bridge in the far distance is the Skagit River Bridge. Then the peninsula in the center of the room is the Everett Bayside Yard. And on the top level, you can see several decks of narrow gauge, which comes out of Everett, which is on the other side of this particular peninsula. Now against the far wall, you see the climb up towards Skykomish, with the Skykomish Yard near the top of the hillside there. And of course, in the lower level, you can see the engine terminal at Bayside and Delta Yard. as well as the old control panel that I used to use in the DC days before DCC. And on the far distance there, you can see the Ballard Bridge. And then, of course, on the right side of the basement is a 30-foot long inner bay Balmer Yard, with the bridge across the yard being the Ravis Street overpass.
I hope you will go over and take a look at the rest of Burr's layout on his channel. If you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe. I will put a link to his channel down below. Burr also has an amazing Facebook page called Burlington Northern NHO. I will put a link to his Facebook page down below as well. Burr, thanks for sharing your layout with the rest of us. Now, you will recall that I'm renovating the Evanston area of my layout. In my latest upload, episode 22 in the Evanston renovation series, I show you how I am planting vegetation in the railroad complex at Evanston. I apply ground cover, static grass, and shrubs and tufts. I hope you will join me for this detailed yet fast-paced look at how I go about planting vegetation. I want to thank all of you for your really nice comments in response to this latest video. My only regret is that I can't find the time that I need to respond to all of your comments the way I would like to. Well, if you haven't seen the video yet, I will put a link to it down below so that you can go watch it after dispatch tonight. Also, I will put a link to my entire Evanston renovation series down below so that you can go back and watch any episode that you may have missed along the way. Remember, there are tons of other videos for you to watch right here on this channel. I will put a link to my videos page down below. You can go over to it and browse around. Or you can watch more videos just by clicking on them over here. Well, thank you for letting me share the world's greatest hobby with you here on Dispatch tonight. I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.